We're back with another Pickled Unscripted with the ever-talented Dracoya, the mini painter, here with us today. Yes, she's got a new, you want to share your current project? It's very
Oh, yeah.
beautiful.
It's I've got a little, well, not little. It's a giant commission that I have. It's Minthara from Baldur's Gate. If you want some better pictures, you can go to my Instagram, Dracoya Minis, and you can see all the cool pictures. But yeah, this
Yes.
is the commission from Minthara. I got some really cool NMM. I'm excited just to finish her.
I am always very, she did a miniature for me recently. I guess not really recent, it's been a little while ago, but I still love it. But always impressed with Dracoya's work.
I need to make you another one, Matt. It's been too long.
It's been good times. All right. So we are back. I'm drinking my Alexander Murray quintessentially Scottish single malt Scotch whiskey. Dracoya. What are you
Um,
drinking?
my father informs me we are drinking the same thing. It's just that this is blended
Oh,
and ginormous.
I love ginormous.
Also from Alexander Murray and Company.
All right. We're on it. That's good. I actually do quite like this scotch. It's very smooth, very smooth. And it's got the hint of just a hint of almost like caramel. It's
Yeah.
very good. But in any case, we're back with another video. We've been doing Gary Gygax videos, it seems like quite a bit lately, and there's like this
Calm down after
concerted,
this.
yeah, I mean, there's this concerted effort to tear down his legacy. And the thing that I think that we need to remember is that, we're the idea of presentism, like everything that is said today, it typically hits the internet and it's thrown under this microscope. And back then, people were, you know, more fast and loose with their language and talking. But I have yet to see any concrete evidence that Gary Gygax is like absolute misogynist or racist or all the other horrible things that they accuse him of. Um, and it drives me kind of batty because it's they deliberately take things out of context
Oh,
in
but
order.
this one, guys, this one's really fun. I think this has got to be my favorite Gygax video.
Yeah, and we decided to do this one because this particular set of quotes that this person is citing has come up a number of times in the past. And I think with just a little bit of middle school reading comprehension skills, you'll be able to see that she is completely wrong. And we've got evidence. We've
We do have
got evidence.
evidence. We did digging.
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
I think that I will share my screen.
Yes.
Um, we've got this great tweet or X. What would it be? A Twix? I don't know. Whatever you call it.
Yeah, I don't know what we call it. I like Twix. Let's do that until someone tells us not to.
Twix.
Twix.
Yes. Is it the left or right Twix? I don't know.
Okay. The
Is it?
arguments about D&D and racism are always so funny because no one on either side is willing to address the elephant in the room. Gary Gygax, the creator of D&D, was openly a white supremacist, and this is written into the fabric of D&D.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Whoa. That is like, that is scandalous.
Wow.
Slander
Okay.
and calumny. Yes.
And then they continue, like you have people litigating back and forth whether D&D's races have unfortunate implications, whether there should be racial discrimination in game, etc., etc. And meanwhile, the game's creator argued a paladin should fall from grace for refusing to kill a goblin baby.
I don't think that.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, let's keep going. There's a couple of these. We'll go through them and then we're going to show you. Yes, I need a drink after that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. Continuing on. Dracoya.
Oh. Nits make lice, as Gary Gygax said. The man was openly, incredibly racist, and generally bigoted, and wrote that into his game. And it's funny how much WotC has tried to gently cover that up to appeal to a modern progressive audience. And now you have people who know nothing about the game's actual history, arguing it was always progressive and meant to be inclusive. And no, not at all, LMAO. Gary Gygax was on an FBI watch list for association with violent white supremacist gangs. So you have this deep contradiction where WotC doesn't really want to acknowledge all the racism written into D&D, but it doesn't want to actually move away from it because it's all valuable intellectual property and willing rubes who try to pretend that this history doesn't exist. Yeah,
Well,
that's all wrong.
oh yeah. I mean, uh, if he were this like blatant, like she says it as almost as if he's got like the Hitler mustache going, he's got the black SS uniform on, and he's goose stepping in his front
And
yard.
a white hood somewhere. She's definitely that's how she's writing it. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
can't wait
goodness.
to get into
Oh
this.
yes.
These are some great quotes. Matt.
Oh, you want me to go now?
Oh,
Like there's a
sorry. Do you not
lot
want to
of
follow up after that?
oh wait, so no, I'm just gonna continue.
Okay.
Okay, anyway. Like there's a lot of fantasy racism stuff. You can argue back and forth how accurate the criticism is, but Gygax was very explicit about, I love this, quote
Mm,
unquote, yeah, these evil monster races are stand-ins for real life ethnic groups I hate. She put that in quotes as if he actually said that. Not only did he not actually say that, but it's the evidence she provides here subsequently. You can't even get that from. It's just this person making up shit as they go. So,
exactly.
yes, it's awesome. All right. So, if you're wondering about racism against indigenous people, the killing of goblin babies is lawful good, and Nitz Mace Lice quote, here's the forum post from Gygax. So we went and dug it up and she provided it too, but here we go. All right. So go ahead, Miss.
Do you want to blow it up for me a little bit?
Sure, I'll blow it up. Let me just
An
move.
eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth is by no means anything but lawful and good. Prisoners guilty of murder or similar capital crimes can be executed without violating any precept of the alignment. Hanging is likely the usual method of such execution, although it might be beheading, strangulation, etc. A paladin is likely a figure that would be considered a fair judge of criminal conduct. Okay.
All
The
right.
Anglo-Saxon. Oh, shall I continue?
Continue.
The Anglo-Saxon punishment for rape and or murder of a woman was as follows: tearing off the scalp, cutting off the ears and nose, blinding, chopping off the feet and hands, and leaving the criminal beside the road for all bypassers to see. I don't know if they cauterized the limb stumps or not before doing that. It was said that a woman and child could walk the length and breadth of England without fear of molestation then.
Well, I can understand why.
Well, right, if those were your consequences. Yeah, I wouldn't even want to look at a girl.
Crazy.
Chinnington might have quoted as saying, nits make lice, but he is certainly not the first one to make such an observation, as it is an observable fact. If you have read the account of Woodenleg, a warrior of the Cheyenne tribe that fought against Custer, he dispassionately noted killing an enemy squaw for the reason in question.
All right. Excellent. So
Like,
if you just think about what he's saying here, I think Dracoya, you said it really well when we talked about this before. You said that, this is all about an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And he's providing, the first paragraph, as you said, good Dracoya, is an in-game example. And then the final two examples were like real world examples of this in play.
are
Right?
you just quoting me? Wow.
I Yes, you're awesome. So, um, you know, the nits make lice quote there. It's almost, people grab on, oh, he said nits make lice in a post. But he also said that the other side did it too. The other side would murder women and children as well. And that's really all he's saying here, right?
Exactly. He's
All
just
he's
saying
saying
that
is, listen,
both sides
go
are right,
ahead.
both sides
You
are
go
wrong.
ahead.
Sorry.
You
I'm
win.
sorry, Matt.
Oh,
Both
now
sides
we're
are
we're
right.
at a standoff.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. Well, all he's saying, it's just an eye for an eye. Like you rape a woman and really bad things, horrific things that no one would want to happen to them is going to happen. And the US Army were killing women and children. The Native Americans did it too. And it's not he makes no value judgments here. He's just saying this is what people did, you know. Um,
Exactly.
and the first paragraph is just a paladin would make a fair judge in a criminal case, and as their lawful good, they'll be able to follow the law and they'll be able to make the best judgment for the crime at hand and assign the best crime or assign the best punishment. But nowhere there is he saying, "Oh, this is nits make lice damn right." I these are all examples of terrible, terrible, races that I don't like in real life. Like where she said that is just like beyond me, you know, beyond me.
Don't
And
make it up.
yes, so if whoops, we went too far too fast. So I got to thinking, is there an example of him saying, um, you know, here's how we should be treating, goblin babies and whatnot. So this person sent a question to Gary, and he's talking about the party fighting goblins, you know, raiding a goblin village and whatnot, and how that a goblin village invaded by thugs and adventurers might put the innocent babes to the sword. And Gary Gygax says justice is served to these vile humanoids thus with a angry emoji facey thingy. So here it's very tongue in cheek. I mean, it's to
Very classic,
me,
Gary.
yeah. I mean, we have pointed out a number of other places where he, in his writing, he frequently makes little goofy comments and jokes, but but it seems like when it's convenient for people that hate him to take him out of context or say, oh, he's not really joking there, he's being serious, and it's not goblins he's talking about, it's real world people he's talking about.
But he's not talking about real world people. At no point did he
Yes.
say we should go over to such and such country and murder people. He's never said that. He's talking about a group of fictional monsters that, by his definition, are evil, will always be evil, and they will be raised and grow into evil. And by killing them early, all it's doing is preventing further death. And that's what he's saying, right? That's what I'm
Yeah,
getting.
and that's something that is often overlooked today, is that alignment today, I mean, there's a lot of argument whether we should even have alignment and how it's a really fast and loose thing, and I have my own opinions on alignment, and I've I've made other videos on alignment. And I have, there's another video on alignment I want to do soon. But in any case, back then, if you take it in the context of the 70s and early 80s when he was doing his thing, alignment, when he actually developed his gaming methodology, if you will, alignment was more of a concrete thing. It wasn't this ephemeral thing up in the air. You were
Well, it
expected
was
to play lawful good all the time.
fiction was simpler back then, right? You had good, you had evil, and there wasn't a lot of gray in between. It's only like recently, I would say in the last 10 years, where there's been this huge emphasis on this gray area. Is it okay to kill baby Hitler if you know it's baby Hitler? Is it
right.
okay to kill baby goblins if you know that they're going to be goblins? There's more gray area now. It's fun.
Yes. You guys in the comments, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Would you kill baby Hitler? Would you kill baby Hitler?
I was going to ask if they would kill baby goblins, but all right. You can answer either of those people.
Yes. Yes, I would you kill baby Hitler? I think that's a good question because again, back then, chaotic evil alignment was a hard, fast rule. They were always chaotic evil.
Mhm.
They were wired that way, if you will, psychologically.
Right.
Whereas today we talk about nuance. But in any case, there's one more thing we want to say about this
This is
because
my favorite
she made
point.
a bold statement, very bold,
Yeah.
bold statement about how Gary Gygax was on an FBI watch list because of his association with white supremacists,
What?
clutching the pearls, right? All right. So first, we're going to show you this little. So later on, there was context added to her tweet uh,
Oh,
where
oh,
she
may
violent white supremacist gangs, and there's no evidence that that's true. Um, so it's interesting because there is an article written about this very thing, which we're going to show you right now. And Dracoya is going to explain to you why this person is just so off base. It's crazy. All right. So first, I'm going to do this little doodad and that little doodad.
The FBI kept a list of D&D players as part of its hunt for the Unabomber.
Woo!
So back in the 80s and 90s, the FBI didn't know what to think about a lot of these wargaming tabletop players. Dungeons and Dragons was associated with the Satanic Panic, and there was a lot of this, and they thought that these people were using it as a cover to do all kinds of horrible, villainous activities. The FBI also looked into whether or not the Dungeons and Dragons scene was actually a cover up and a front for a large cocaine ring. Um, Newsflash, it wasn't. But you know what else it wasn't? A cover for white supremacy.
Yes. Violent white supremacist gangs.
Yeah, no,
Villains.
there was a lot of that. And they did find this Unabomber 17 years later, but shockingly, he had no connections to
He,
Dungeons and Dragons
he
and
had
Gary
no
Gygax.
polyhedron dice in his cabin in the woods.
What? How shocking. And there were some other details here as well. Like Gary Gygax, he, in another article I read, he had an account overseas so he could avoid paying taxes, which is not illegal. He was allowed to do that. But there were a few reasons he was on the FBI watch list, none of which have anything to do with white supremacy.
Yeah.
Sorry, busted.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. But in any case, we'll bring this one to a merciful end here. So if you want to support the channel, please check out our list of sponsors. We got D&D Dice.com, D&D Dice.com, promo code Pickled, and that's a D, N is in Nancy, D.com. Use promo code Pickled, pick out your favorite dice. They've got some awesome dice. We also have Thorum, which actually I was told in an email that we're getting a new promo code for that. So don't use promo code Pickle. I believe it's going to be Pickled 20 for Thorum going forward. And you get a 15% discount off their amazing jewelry if you use Pickled 20 on that one. So I'll get that adjusted in our description. And also, we're going to put this article in the description below for you guys to check out. But do support the channel, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll let
Come
Dracoya
back
take
and
us
have
out.
another round on us.
Woohoo!